Boy, just be yourself. If people don't like it, if you're being yourself, fuck them.
Big Los,
Hollywood Kev,
and welcome to another episode of The Noize. If you haven't yet, go ahead and follow us on the big three, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at The Noize Podcast. And of course, you can follow everything Beat Network at beatnetworkonline.com. Kev, my guy.
What's up?
How are you, sir?
I am good. It's
good,
hot.
Baby. Yes. Yes, the fuck it is.
Yeah. You know, I figure, well, I know there's definitely some climate change stuff going on. You know, Alaska has a heat wave.
Dog.
Now, their heat wave is like 90 degrees. But
I was about to say, for them, they're like, that's hot as shit.
That's hot.
But
yeah.
You know what else is crazy? You can't tell me that the world ain't about to explode because in one year, Las Vegas has had snow
Yeah.
and an earthquake.
Yeah. Yeah. That's very true. It's seeing times, man.
Now, living in LA at the time of the Northridge earthquake, I hate to sound like such a outsider, but obviously it wasn't like an earthquake. However, in any situation, when the ground moves, that's the one thing you expect not to move.
Yeah.
So of course you're going to react a certain way.
And not only do you not expect for it not to move, there's no like really running from
where do you go?
Where the ground is moving.
Where do you go?
Where you going?
Shit, well, I guess this is where I'm at.
Yeah.
So let me tell you my situation. Well, first of all, you said you were asleep, right?
Oh yeah, I slept through it.
Listen, I need whatever it is kind of sleep that you have.
And being an insomniac, and when you finally fall asleep, being out.
Right, but that's the crazy shit because I'm also an insomniac, and when I get to sleep, an ant can fart, and I'm up. Like that's all it really takes.
I used to be like that. I used to be a very light sleeper. Like I be an insomniac. I've always been an insomniac, but it used to be to where I fall asleep, you just say my name. You know, what I mean, barely say my name, pop up. Now, I slept through an earthquake.
The great Las Vegas earthquake of 2019. So I was at the gas station. I was at the Arco up the street on Rancho. And mind you, I've already had to get all kind of shit done with my car. So I'm sitting in my car and my shit just starts shaking. So I think this is where anybody who has unnecessary bills, I feel like anybody would feel this way. My first thought was, I gotta get something else fixed on this goddamn car. Oh my fucking goodness. Like, wow, what the hell is going on?
Right,
So,
what is it now?
So I put it in park and it's still
shaking.
teetering. So I turn the car off and it's still teetering. I'm like, okay, maybe when the engine, finally goes off, and I'm like, wait
a minute.
So I call my mom and I asked her, I was like, I wasn't even going to bring anything up about the car or anything. I was like, hey ma, did you feel that? That's all I said. She was like, I thought I felt something. She said she was sitting in the chair. She just felt the chair start rocking. And as I'm on the phone with my mother, Jay Alonzo calls. And I just couldn't, I was like, yes, I felt it.
Yes.
She was like, okay, so I'm not tripping.
So now you know.
So, and then of course, once you hop on Facebook, everybody's talking about it. Everybody's talking about the earthquake.
Did you feel that? No, I was asleep. I slept good.
So, and here's why this shit sucks. We all got moved to Vegas to get away from what's on in the rest of the world. We live in Vegas to get away from the snow that the East Coast constantly gets pounded with every fucking year. We moved to Vegas to get away from the earthquakes that California seems to get every 20 minutes. We moved away from California as well because of the prices. Now everybody migrating to Vegas, so prices is going up. We got earthquakes and we got snow. I am taking my ass to Georgia.
Yeah, I think I read something, might have been this week, that said housing prices were up 7% from last year.
Which is insane.
Yeah.
That's why where I'm at with my apartment, I'm not really happy with the actual location of it. You know what I'm saying? We talked about it before. But it sucks because if I want to move, I would have to pay a $200 transfer fee. And because I'm technically signing a new lease, I'd have to pay what they just went up.
Yeah.
With the actual prices themselves. And I'm like, that's a bag of bullshit because I've been paying this certain amount for the last 2 years since I've been there. So now I got to pay something different just because I'm not cool with the position of my actual apartment. But I guess they recently renovated all the apartments. They've updated them. I know they got like a lot of wood floors. And some of the apartments, like the renovations look nice as hell. And I wouldn't mind getting that, but I'm like, I ain't trying to pay more than what I'm paying right now.
I'm trying to pay that extra.
I got enough bills in my pockets. I don't need y'all to go up on a nigga.
Right. For me being in the same spot and shit.
Exactly.
Changed.
For me to be the exact same complex, I'm just in a different
the
fucking
name
area.
Is still whatever the name is on the complex.
And then I know my luck. I'm having to get a upstairs unit. Now here's the thing. Before anybody think I'm just being fat and lazy, I actually prefer an upstairs unit.
Really? I hate that shit.
Only reason I prefer upstairs unit is because I'm tired of upstairs neighbors river dancing at 3 a.m. Like
that.
it literally seems like they get up like, all right, it's 5 o'clock in the morning. I think now's the best time to do jumping jacks.
I get what you mean by that.
While trying to put together a railroad. Like if for some reason it just has to happen. You know, so that shit I'm tired of. So I'd rather kind of be on the opposite end of that whole situation. My issue with having that upstairs apartment though, well, I mean, I'd rather have a house, don't get me wrong, but my issue with having an upstairs apartment is having to take all that shit up there. You actually move.
That's why I don't fuck with upstairs for that reason alone.
But other than that, I want one, man, because it's too much to fucking deal with.
Yeah.
Because I can't control. Dog, my upstairs neighbors, it's one dude, one girl, and they kid. Now, the apartments above me, they have like a loft in there. Mm-hmm. So anytime somebody's coming downstairs from the loft,
you hear it.
It just sounds like the opening of the movie Steel. Like I don't know why it's so damn loud. It's doom, 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 doom. Then they get down to the actual floor and it's boom, boom, boom. I'm like, are they fired? Are they fighting?
What the hell are y'all doing up there?
Like whoever up there losing. That's what it sounds like. If anything,
somebody getting their ass beat.
Somebody's out here getting washed. That's just me. Getting on to some lighter discussions. I actually got to start with a big up. It says we're not really going too much into the story because I know very much so nothing about tennis. But big up to Corey Coco Gauff.
Yeah.
Apparently she is destroying Wimbledon. Mm-hmm. One of the people being Venus Williams. Mm-hmm. Now, when I first saw the story, and all I saw was I saw Venus Williams' name. Mm-hmm. But the first thing I thought was Serena.
Right.
And I was like, oh, and also Corey is a 15-year-old girl.
Right.
The first thing I thought was a 15-year-old took out Serena Williams? And I'm like, oh no, Venus Williams. Which is still a hell of a feat.
That's still a feat.
You know, don't get me wrong. Venus isn't Serena, but she's still a Williams sister. She's still.
But even then, she isn't Serena, but for your first thought was Serena and Venus. It wasn't nobody else but Serena. So.
Exactly. Now, if Corey was able to knock off Serena like that, oh, she about to be a problem. She's gonna be a problem either way.
She's gonna be a problem either way. Yeah.
Be a problem either way.
To be that young and doing that, yeah.
To be that young. Oh, and of course, we wouldn't be giving this big up if she wasn't a black woman.
Absolutely.
So shout out to the black girl magic. But yeah, one thing that sucks though is being that tennis is a predominantly white sport. Mm-hmm. The same way with golf, because she is a black woman. She's going to deal with so much shit going forward. Absolutely. Like, especially because she seemed like she has like a very athletic build for a 15-year-old. Man, wait till she 18. You about to hear all kinds of, she's on steroids, she's taking enhancement pills.
I think the Williams sisters, knowing that this is another black girl who obviously idolized both of them, they would be good at talking to her to let her know, like, look, you about to go through some shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just kind of put her up on game a little bit so she's not going in the blind. Do something that they wish somebody would have did for them at that time.
Yeah. I completely agree. Right now, Venus and Serena need to be big sisters to that girl. Yeah. Because especially Serena.
Yeah,
absolutely. Serena still gets bullshit now. People done called her a transgender. People done said she was on steroids. Look at her arms. Like, at this point, she's going to need that big sister because she's coming into, she's dominating Wimbledon at 15. Granted, she may have this talent of an adult. She still has the mind and the emotions of a 15-year-old child.
Exactly.
Imagine when social media starts getting a hold of that and she really keeps dominating because they kept it quiet until she beat Venus.
Yeah, until she beat Venus. Yeah.
And now that I think I just saw another article that came out saying that she had just had another win at Wimbledon. As soon as she starts taking over and there's another black woman that runs tennis, it's going to happen. And I feel like she's at that age that words are so impressionable that it can make her want to quit the whole thing all the way around.
That's why they need to kind of be big sisters, because right now it's at a crucial stage, because if you're going to tear this woman down, right now will be the time that you can try to do so.
Right.
You know what I mean? I truly don't believe if she was I want to say 18 through 21 and they were trying that shit. Yeah, it may bother a little bit, but I don't think it wouldn't hit that hard as it would now. So yeah, they need to be sisters because she's gonna go through some shit.
And really, that's to the whole family, low key. Because think about it, it's gonna go from talking shit about her to talking shit about her parents' parenting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely.
You know, people gonna be like, oh, you know, they probably did it like Joe Jackson or something like that. You know, like we could never just be talented. We have to go through some kind of traumatic, you know what I'm saying, regimen, some kind of traumatic experience to get to the place that we are. Why can't we just be destined for greatness? Why can't we just train hard for this situation?
No, you're absolutely right. But I think that comes from what's already out there. A lot of our athletes or whomever, they come from one parent homes. Mm-hmm. You barely get the superstar that came from a two parent home. So I think as we start to see that as times progress, you're going to get that. But to answer your question, yeah, I guess that's why we can't get that, because they look at it as like, well, they went through something traumatic. That's why they're this good. Opposed to, nah, I just worked my ass off to get here.
Just pretty good. Yeah. I don't know what else to tell you.
Yeah, I guess that only applies to fair-skinned people.
Yeah. No, but I totally agree. You know, shit, 2 Chainz had a whole album about it. Rapper go to the league. Fire. But it's just one of those things where this is normally the story, but even the ones that don't have that story are immediately, you know what I'm saying, inserted into those situations. Yep. And it's really not fair because, don't get me wrong, is it very present in the black community that black fathers aren't around? Unfortunately, yes. However, I can speak for it because I got a shit ton in my own company. I see black fathers out here doing their thing.
Right.
And I see their kids growing up to do great things themselves. Like, it's still, you know, it's still people out here that are being raised in 2-parent. I was raised in a 2-parent home.
Right.
There's still people out here that are being raised in 2-parent homes, not necessarily going through all the things that you go through to make you want to chase something to be great.
Right. And all the stats, because I know the statistics are off. The statistics are off far as black kids or whatever coming from 2-parent homes. It's a lot more than what the stats show. But yeah, I'm not going to look at it right now. But I want to know, like, is it that far off? Is there really that many more single parent black families than there are not single family black? You know what I mean? Like, I want to look at those stats. I wouldn't do it right now, but either way, the statistics are off.
Yeah, if somebody got the numbers, y'all can go ahead and post us, save us the search.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Like, it's a lot more black fathers or just 2-parent homes in general that are doing more than we see or in our company of 1-parent home.
Right. But again, man, big up to Corey Goff, Coco, if you will. Keep dominating, love. You know, we gonna keep rooting for you. And as far as like the black men that are surrounding her, be just as protective as we are speaking about Venus and Serena being big sisters. Be protective of that woman.
Yeah, because
she's very accessible now.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, especially because she's making so much noise. We're supposed to be protecting our own anyway. But if there's any time for us to really step up, it's this situation here because we're dominating a sport that we're not supposed to be in.
Right.
You know,
you're absolutely right about that.
So you just protect that woman. As far as other black women doing great things, of course, this has been really big, especially because of the racism. But Halle Bailey of the R&B group Chloe and Halle, also of what is it called? Grownish.
Yep.
Another great show. She has been casted to play Ariel in the Little Mermaid.
I think it's dope.
And white people, they lost it.
They are mad over a fictional character.
And that's my point.
Not only is it a fictional character, again, let's say if it's just an animated cartoon. Yeah, it's a fictional character, but it may be based on real people. This is a fucking mermaid. So even though it's a fictional character, the shit don't exist.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's how.
It doesn't exist. It's just funny to me.
Like, you can't really pinpoint any of those things.
Yeah.
And a lot of people were even saying, like, you know, oh, well, she's based off of the coast of this. Like, y'all are digging way too deep into this. It is a fictional character. Like, I get if it would be based off of somebody, but if there's outrage over Halle Bailey playing Ariel, who's a fictional character, then there needs to also be outrage about the woman who played Cleopatra. There needs to be outrage over the dude that played Genghis Khan. Like, don't get me, okay, these were situations years ago. So let's speed up. Where was your outrage with Jake Gyllenhaal playing the Prince of Persia? You know what I mean? Like it's very selective anger. And one of the trends I've been seeing online is Not My Ariel. And attached to that has just been all these, you know, breakdowns about why they're just unaccepting of Ariel being black. And it's so funny because whenever it's a black person in a position that's normally dominated by a white person, it's always not my. Got Not My Ariel. When Obama was in office, it was Not My President. What was another recent situation that just happened? The only one I agree with was Annie, because that movie was trash. Yeah. Like, y'all should have left that where that was. But, it was another situation that, you know, I did say I'm going to start calling it opposition, because since we have Dave. The opposition, you know, they just seem to go above and beyond to let people know that, hey, I'm not with this. I don't agree with this.
The crazy part is they wanted, what's that woman's name? Fucking comedian. What the fuck? Melissa McCartney as Ursula. That's crazy to me, because this is a white woman playing another fictional character. So where's that outrage?
Yeah, I'm about to say, and technically, if we really want to talk about it, when you look at Ursula, that look like her skin is purple.
Right, but Ursula was a white woman who got a son named Jaden, a mixed kid named Jaden. That's what she looked like. You know what I mean? It's just like you said, it's selective.
You know what's even crazier about that? This is what they really don't want to talk about. Everybody's so quick, and you know this is going to piss the opposition off because of their beliefs. Oh, and they've also made Jesus a white guy. So since we're talking about beliefs, how is he white? But anyway, they want Ursula to be played by Melissa McCarthy. Will that add comedy to it? Yes. Is Melissa McCarthy a good actress? Yes.
She's great.
However, if we're going to speak facts, if we're going to really dig deep into, you know, the research that is Little Mermaid, if we're really going to dig deep into this character structure, technically, Ursula is a transgender.
I'm not putting that. I'm rolling with that. I'm rolling.
No. It's not even nothing wrong with it. You can actually Google it right now while we're having this conversation, just so I can have your reaction on the show. It is a drag queen named, what the fuck was it? You know, I be watching my random videos with the random facts on it. Thinking while I'm on there, just making random sounds. Boom, boom, bam, bam. Divine is the drag queen's name. Seriously, Google it right now. There's a drag queen named Divine.
Okay.
Just Google Divine and Ursula. And it literally, the character was made from this person. So I saw a meme that said they wanted, thank you.
Yeah.
Y'all saw Kevin's face just now. That's Ursula.
That's
and
Ursula.
It's based off of him. So there's a
even here. Yeah. So yeah, we're keeping it 100.
We're keeping it funky.
Yeah.
So you want it to be true to life. So y'all are cool with Ursula being a transgender because y'all don't seem to accepting transgenders.
Yeah.
So you want that? Like, so that does that change everything? Like, you know, help me out with that. But yeah.
Damn, that's like spot. Yeah.
Yeah, no, the character was literally made after
the
Divine.
Hair,
the smile, the whole nine is Divine.
Yeah. That's probably why this on Ursula sounded like a dude to me growing up. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, technically the Ursula character is a transgender, or at the very least a drag queen.
Yeah.
So I look at all of that, just forced outrage, just the opportunity.
That's why she wanted her voice, because she knew her voice was
way
super
better than
manly, and hers wasn't. In pieces
as they come together. But yeah, man, it's that false outrage, it's that opportunity. Yeah, reverse racism, which is still the dumbest fucking claim I've heard.
That's because I truly believe this is all people. I don't think people know the real definition of racism.
Exactly,
because the way that they use it, it's not like people are stupid.
And I be trying to drop gems. I'm like, listen, if you want to have an argument, start saying prejudice.
Exactly,
that's what you're saying that we're doing to you. I'm trying to help you guys out. Start saying prejudice. Stop saying reverse racism. Racism is systemic and it's meant to marginalize a community. This is just making Ariel black. This is not
you can't marginalize a community when you're the minority of said community.
Exactly. Oh God. Anyway, outside of that, kind of sticking with the positives of it, Halle Bailey is an amazing actress.
Yeah.
She's a beautiful young woman. Her voice is amazing. Like not too long after they dropped her singing Unforgettable by Nat King Cole.
Yes.
Beautiful.
Beautiful. Yep.
Absolutely beautiful. And it just so happens that she is the protege of Beyonce. Chloe and Halle are both proteges of Beyonce, and Beyonce just did a live action Disney movie too. Go figure.
She was on Lion King. Speaking of Lion King, I think she's playing Nala on Lion King, but they ain't say nothing when John Taylor Thomas played Simba in the first one.
Nothing. They ain't say nothing when Jeremy Irons was playing Scar. None of that.
That was cool, right?
They're not saying anything about Seth Rogen playing Pumbaa.
Yeah.
They're not saying anything about if we're technically in Africa, all of these characters should be black, including the warthog, including whatever the fuck Timon was. Like everything should be black.
It was a meerkat. Well, shit, the most prominent voice of that time was a black dude, so shouldn't the rest follow?
Exactly. But where's the outrage?
There is none.
If this is what we're talking about, then where's the outrage? Anyway, that's a completely different situation. That's a whole nother episode. But yeah, I think she was a really solid pick, especially when I started seeing the people have been having illustrations of
a lot of illustrations been dope
as Ariel, and it just fits perfect.
Yeah.
Somebody even said I need Ariel with dreads, and that makes the most sense because she lives underwater.
She lives underwater.
You know what I'm saying? Her shit's gonna eventually mat and dread up anyway. You feel me? Especially if it's a black character. You know, so it's a really good fit, and I didn't think that I liked the casting until I really thought about her acting in Grownish and her actual voice.
Shit, if I'm keeping 100, Disney, since they've already jumped, I don't want to, for them or for the demographic, I should say, they already jumped out the window and said this is going to be our Ariel. I would keep it going and cast whoever else for the sister, because she got like a few sisters.
Right.
I would just make it to where, hey, look, whoever is the best person for this part, regardless of your race, you're a sister. You know what I mean?
I feel like they have a better argument when they change a character that is culturally based around something. Even if they're not real people, even though they've changed enough real people in cinema and in life. But they would have more of an argument if it was a change to a character whose culture comes directly from that. Now, my example, because I see you staring. If Red Skull from Captain America was black, I would get the outrage. Because that character is based off of a Nazi in Nazi Germany.
Okay, yeah, I could say that.
So I would get that.
I would get that, yeah.
Then, yes, now we're forcing
right
changing someone's color of a character.
Right.
If, let me see, what's another solid one? Cruella de Vil. Cruella de Vil was black. I would get the outrage. You know what I'm saying? I would completely understand. I forgot what her background is, but her background is very white. I would get it. I would completely get it. You're changing a fish. It is a fucking fish,
right,
to a black woman. She doesn't have a designated color.
You're right. Exactly. She could have been anything.
Right. If it makes them feel better, they need to just make Sebastian British. I feel like that's a fair exchange. Make Sebastian British. Make fucking who's out here killing Flounder. The game right now? Flounder was
Fish. Who was
Flounder? Flounder can still be white, I guess.
Still be white, yeah.
But but remember Sebastian was Jamaican.
Yeah, he was Jamaican.
See,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Make him British. Make him what's my dude's name? What's 007? The current 007.
I know you're talking about. I don't know his name.
I forgot his
like
name.
James something or something. I don't know.
But make it him.
Make it him.
You know what I'm saying? Make Sebastian British, so that way when he does his little singing, it may not be Jamaican anymore, but
it's British. I get what you're saying.
Still, it's close. I feel like that's fair exchange.
I like the Jamaican though.
Yeah, I feel like that has to stay that way.
Speaking of, since we're on top of Jamaican, you know how my mind works. Have you ever seen that show, American Gods?
No, I haven't. Not yet.
It took me a while to get into it because at first I couldn't really understand it until I really looked at it. The reason I'm bringing this up because they got a character in there who's supposed to play like a African god. And it's the guy you seen Drumline.
Yeah, of course.
Orlando. What the fuck is his name?
I was about to say Bloom, but Orlando Jones.
There we go. He plays this particular god. Now, when you see the guy like I guess out and about, like he got a little particular voice to him, whatever the case is. But when he's in God mode, he's Jamaican, and it's reminding me of like how good a Jamaican accent is in movies. I just think it's dope.
When they're actually vocally trained,
Yeah, that's what I mean when they're vocally trained.
It sounds so much better.
Yeah.
But I mean, I don't know. I guess that's to the masses because I've grown up with Jamaican and Guyanese and West Indian people. To me, it's normal.
It's normal.
That's why I love the movie Shot Us. But
I love that movie too.
It's an amazing movie.
It's a dope movie.
It's even better when you ain't got to read subtitles. I promise.
Yeah. No, the first time I seen it, I didn't have to read subtitles. So it was dope.
So you already know. But yeah. I think that when they actually had that vocal training and they're actually able to,
you're absolutely right. Yeah.
Pronounce all the words that they're using and enunciate and really be heard. Oh, it's solid.
Who would you cast as their father?
Well, obviously he has to be black. And he has to be.
No,
huge.
he doesn't have to be black. Because you got to remember, it depends. If Disney has made she's black, and that means all the other sisters got to be black. They're not going to do that.
I don't know.
They're not going to do that.
Solid point, because when Brandy played Cinderella, a white guy, Whoopi Goldberg, made an Asian child.
Exactly. I would not be surprised if they kind of go the same route and it be acceptable because these are fish.
Right. At the end of the day, they're fish.
They're fish.
You know what? You're right. You make a solid point. But you know who they probably going to get to play him? A big dude, same color as Halle Bailey. You know who they gonna get? Goddamn Rock. You know they gonna get Dwayne Johnson. Yes.
I think he's too busy with Disney right now.
Dog, he's taking any role
That's true.
possible. If it's gonna make him some bread, he'll take it.
And with that, if you know like his background, how he came up, I don't fault that.
Right.
On a consumer movie buff side, it's like, dog, you did this shit and this was bad. On that part, yeah, but I don't fault it. I don't fault it.
Nah, I would not be surprised if they go and get The Rock. Because now that I'm looking at him, like, yeah, that's the only person I can see. Because think about it. Remember when he got gigantic for Hercules?
Yeah.
He knew that Hercules was going to be a huge movie.
I liked Hercules a little bit, though.
I did not. I left probably about 30 minutes into
I liked it. Maybe because I'm into the history of it.
I am too. What pissed me off, spoiler alert for anybody that didn't see Hercules.
If you ain't seen Hercules, then something wrong with you.
Right. If you haven't,
because it's been out for too long.
That's better. That's
what I mean by it. It's been out for too long for
if
you not to see it.
If you haven't seen it and you have any interest in seeing Hercules, skip ahead. Now, my issue with Hercules was you saw all this dope shit in the trailer. He's fighting, the three-headed monster. He's fighting gigantic lions, doing all this other stuff.
None of that shit was in the movie.
They let you know straight up, none of this is about to happen in the beginning of the movie. I instantly was like, so what the fuck's gonna happen in the movie?
I agree with you because when I'm running the movie back, like, don't get me wrong, you knew he was Hercules, but he didn't do no Hercules. He did like one thing. That was like two things. That was like real Hercules shit. Other than that,
it was just regular.
And both of the two things that he did was real Hercules shit. It wasn't like Hercules, like, Hercules, for instance, when he was in chains, Hercules just broke them shit.
Yeah, easy.
He was powering up before he broke them shit.
Right.
So I can get what you're saying.
And another thing that you got to think about when it comes down to the actual promo for Hercules, all the real promo for Hercules was just showing how big The Rock got.
Yeah.
You didn't see that many TV spots until like the week that it came out. But majority of the time it was just, catching glimpses of The Rock, who again got huge for this role. Catching glimpses of The Rock preparing to be Hercules.
Yeah. You're right. And I think, now that I'm thinking about it, they do that with a lot of his earlier movies, even though that was kind of middle. Because I think about Pain and Gain.
Oh, yeah.
Mark Wahlberg was the guy in that movie. That was who the main character was. But The Rock was in that movie, too. He got huge for that role, too. And wasn't in it as much as you would think.
You know what's funny? So, being that you're on that, and I do agree they did use The Rock a lot in promotion, and he really didn't come into it until closer to like the middle, if not close to the end. But you know what I realized? There was no outrage with that. That last character that The Rock was playing wasn't black nor Samoan.
True.
Rock was just a big dude, and they was like, listen, we need a big guy. We need an actor that's going to actually get us some movements.
True.
You know who else I can understand outrage if they change his color? Jack Sparrow.
No, yeah, you got to leave that. You got to
leave that as is.
You got to kind of leave that.
If it was any black pirate from that time was a slave that a pirate ended up fucking with, and so he ended up becoming his right hand man. But he was nothing but one fuck you away from going back to being a slave.
You're right about that.
So if they would have changed Jack Sparrow's character to a black guy, okay, cool, I get it. I would be outraged as well. You know what I mean? Like,
don't get me wrong. I definitely want to see my people be in lead roles and stuff like that. But there's certain shit you just got to leave.
Right.
You know what I mean? Regardless of who the character is. You just got to leave. And Jack Sparrow's one of those. You just got to leave it. That's Jack Sparrow.
Just let it be.
Yeah.
Man, we got hella off subject. I'm trying to think. So I could definitely see The Rock coming in and playing. What about, this shows you how unfamiliar I am with Little Mermaid now. What's the name of her love interest?
I don't fucking know.
Well, him. Who do you think they ended up getting to play him?
I don't know whoever they're going to get is going to be a white guy.
Oh, yeah, of course.
But I don't know who. It'd probably be one of the newer white people that are fairly young and like attractive looking. You know what? I would not be surprised if the Asian guy that was in that movie with Yara, I can't pronounce her last name. They just did a movie. She's on Grown Up Shoes. She's the main actress.
Oh, yeah. I know.
She was just in a movie with the Asian guy who was on Riverdale at a show that I like. They just did a movie together where there was like, you know, love interest or whatever the case is. I would not. And he's a younger actor, but he's like one of those. You can tell he's one of the more attractive type of young actors. So yeah, he can actually act, but they're going to be using his face a lot.
Oh,
you know what I mean? I would not be surprised if he is the guy that you know that they have doing it. But you know, there ain't gonna be no black person.
No, not at all. They already hit their quota.
Yeah, they did that. Affirmative action took place, boy,
real fast. But big up to Halle Bailey. That's a really good look, especially
absolutely
during this during Disney's revamping and making everything live action. It's a really good look.
And to keep it 100, we've had Childish and Beyonce playing Nala and Simba. Mm-hmm. Will Smith played the genie. Halle's playing Ariel. It's been black
the whole way through.
Actors and actresses that's been playing major roles. So hey, I'm saluting Disney.
Hey man, they had Michael Keaton for Dumbo. You know, it's all good.
Michael Keaton played Dumbo.
No, he didn't play Dumbo. He played the handler over Dumbo.
Okay.
I'm trying to think what else they got that's come out as part of their cinematic universe, I guess.
I think with Lion King, well, with now.
Oh, they kept Belle. Belle was white.
Yeah, but I heard that movie was bad.
It was really bad from what I heard.
Yeah.
I heard it was trash.
Yeah. But no, on that, big ups to her. And I think it's dope, not only that she's an actress that got this role, but it got to be dope for her because I think everybody that's been that age, or if not a little bit older, has probably grown up seeing Little Mermaid.
Right.
You know what I mean? And thought about, that's a Disney princess. You know what I mean? So even if that wasn't your favorite, still a Disney princess. So to grow up and to be offered that role, that's gotta be life changing for her.
Absolutely. And it's going to be a really good look for her and her sister too, especially if somewhere in that contract she can work out that her and her sister have to have the title song.
I'm pretty sure it's going to be something like that.
Because if Chloe and Halle can have the title song for Little Mermaid, which would be,
fuck if I know.
My dumb ass was about to say A Whole New World. I'm like, nope, that's Aladdin. Mm-hmm. I can't remember what the hell the song is called, but anyway, if they're able to perform that song and somehow flip it, you know, to how they normally do things, man, it's to the moon for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's definitely to the moon for them.
Absolutely.
So I have to ask, as a basketball guy, I'm not even gonna, you know, indulge you in the full conversation. I just want to know your piece. We didn't get a chance to talk about it because it happened pretty sudden, and of course we had a whole bunch of things going on. But Kevin Durant going to the Brooklyn Nets, going out there with Kyrie, and who else is going out there? DeAndre Jordan. I mean, it sounds good on paper. We're not going to see it until 2021, but it sounds really good on paper. How do you feel about how KD left the Warriors?
Honestly, I don't care. I don't think he left them with anything. I mean, did he bring 2 championships there?
That he did.
So at that point, nigga, thank you. Right. So yeah, if I'm the Warriors, like regardless, naturally you want KD to stay, but it's not like he came and didn't do nothing.
Right.
You know what I mean? So no, I don't think it's cool. I like I said, I really don't care. But yeah, if I did care, then I wouldn't. He brung 2 championships, so yeah, no big thing to me. Now,
I bring all that up to bring up the reason that I'm even bringing this all up. That was a lot. But his issue, the thing that really sealed the deal for him leaving was that he felt like he was taking a back seat to Steph Curry as far as star power. How do you feel about that? Did you watch a lot of the Warriors this past season?
Not a whole lot, but from what it was on, it kind of had to. They played damn near all Warriors games.
Right.
As far as that goes, I think that's more ego talking. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? That's ego. It's a little bit both. That's knowing that you are the better player, and it's also ego. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, that's his team.
Right.
You came over there. Why do you think you'll be getting more star player than the player that came over there?
Right.
Me, I think that's ego, and I think that's more so of him thinking kind of like LeBron without or asserting himself in LeBron. And I'm saying that because when LeBron went to the Heat, people were saying, "Oh, that's LeBron's teams now." You know what I mean? But LeBron never really came out and said, "This is my team." He was like, "No, that's D-Wade's team."
And that was going to be the example that I was going to use.
I think he was expecting that, but instead of saying, "No, that's just Steph team," you know, I'm just here and letting everybody else be like, "This is your team," he was like, "No, this is my team," and everybody else was like, "No, that's Steph team. You're just a part of it." You get what I'm saying? So he felt some kind of way with that. That's to me, that's ego.
And that was going to be my exact argument because that whole time that Bron was in Miami, it never stopped being D-Wade's team.
Exactly.
Even though LeBron was putting up the most points, even though he
was still
Finals
D-Wade's
MVP
team.
twice,
Exactly.
you know what I'm saying? It was still Wade's team, and LeBron made sure you knew that.
Exactly.
And I'll never forget when it came down to the last 10 seconds of the game, and that was around the time Bron was fucking up in Cleveland with taking the final shot, and it came down to the last 10 seconds, and he handed Wade the ball and just threw his hands up and backed up. Wade chucked up the three, and won. You know what I'm saying? That's understanding that it's not, you're here to do your part, and you can outshine whoever, but it's understanding whose team it is. I think that's the one thing that bothers me about KD leaving is, yes, did he have the talent for it to be his team? Absolutely. Was it present in his most recent finals that he is that missing piece that makes them the super team? Absolutely. Even when he came back playing injured, it was still a close game.
Yeah.
You know,
when he came back playing injured, I personally think he was injured when he played, but to go out there and fuck them up like you did in 11 minutes,
right?
That showed a lot.
In the little bit of time that you had,
that showed a whole lot.
That let me know everything I needed to know. That without KD, they are not going to win this. Now, hearing his reason makes me think about when he left OKC. Was he starting to get bothered that Russell Westbrook was moving up in conversations? And they were trying to say that it was Russell Westbrook's team. And even got to the point where Russell Westbrook was acting like it was his team.
I think you're right. I do think KD has an issue where he can play with other good stars and they can perform better than him, but just long as the census isn't that this is the other person's team. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
If for the OK situation, if Russ started doing what he was doing the year after KD left, averaging triple doubles, and they were winning, I think KD would have an issue with the fact that he's not, I don't want to say he's not the reason they win, because obviously he is, but he's not the sole reason why they won. Right. You get what I'm saying? I think he has a little bit of an ego thing, and that could come from maybe he, up until this point, he was feeling like, yo, I'm here and ain't nobody looking at me. Right. So now when they can't help but to look at me and they still not giving me what I want, I think he feels some kind of way about that. And the sad thing is, I'm going to be honest. The sad thing is, when he gets to Brooklyn, it's still not going to be considered as his team. Why? Because he's not going to play that first season. If KD was coming back like this upcoming season, then I would probably be like, yeah, they're going to say that's KD's team. But no, you got Kyrie rocking out, doing his thing for a whole year, and then you jump on a train. Well, yeah, you just jumped on a train, but can you perform now that you had this type of injury?
Right. You saw what Kyrie was able to do while you were gone. Right. You know, and your shit is going to be real tender now.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Because it's the same thing that took Kobe out.
I think that's just one of the things that's always going to bother him. But I don't think that he left the Warriors solely because of that reason. I think he was looking like for the max, and they was like, if anybody's going to get the max, it's probably going to be Steph. Right. And he was like, all right, well, I'm going somewhere else then, where if I can't get the max there, I'll at least get more than what I was giving here, and I can, in his mind, and I can be that dude.
Right. I just feel like Brooklyn was a really weird choice.
It wasn't weird.
How so?
It wasn't weird.
Well, from a contract standpoint, no, it's perfect, because like you just said, he's definitely getting more than what he was getting there. But why don't you think from a competition standpoint?
Well, because didn't Brooklyn make the playoffs last year?
Yeah, well, it's the East.
Okay. They still made the playoffs. Right. And they got they at least got one. You can argue with Kyrie, but at least got one of the top 5 best people in the league. And on top of that, being that Brooklyn's so new, they don't have the history that other teams have.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? This is why I felt the way I felt about LeBron going to the Lakers. It had nothing to do with him playing. He could have went anywhere else. I just feel like that's Kobe's house. I'll feel him the same way if he went to the Bulls, if LeBron went to the Bulls. That's Jordan's house. Brooklyn, it's not really, it's nobody's. Mm-hmm. He ran into that issue when he went to the Warriors. That's Steph's house. Yeah, you had a win, but that's Steph's house. Brooklyn is like kind of up for grabs.
It's up there.
You know what I mean? And they're a new team coming on the rise. And then out of the contract stuff, didn't they both sign with Jay-Z's agency? You know what I mean? So it makes sense.
But I thought Jay-Z sold his stock from Brooklyn.
Listen, I read some. Jay-Z's a very, very smart man.
Oh, absolutely.
He had stake in with Brooklyn, right? Mm-hmm. So naturally, like, that's prime example. He wasn't even a majority dude, but that was Jay-Z's team. This is what the census was. Sold the stake, starts a sport agency. Does a sports agency. People signing with him, and even though he sold his stake, you're still attached with Brooklyn.
Right.
So people saying, yo, Brooklyn ain't really got nothing, and I'm rocking with Jay-Z, I'm liable to go over there.
You know, it's funny. I definitely see with KD going over there, especially just recently coming from New York, it's gonna be good and bad for Brooklyn because
I see it being bad.
I think the gentrification is gonna get worse.
I think that's what makes it good. No, not for us, not for the people that are living there at all. I'm talking about for this particular situation. You know how many people are going to come out to see KD and Kyrie play?
No, yeah.
I'm saying that's going to propel economically Brooklyn's area economically.
Of course. You know, any form of gentrification, it always helps propel, you know, wherever the hell they're taking over economically. My issue is they put the people that are currently there in a position to where they're getting forced out. Because
absolutely. That's unfortunately gentrification, yeah.
Even when Brooklyn was broke, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It still was high for rent. You know what I'm saying? Those brownstones were expensive as hell. So I think it's going to end up doing for Brooklyn what it did for at least what Cleveland Cavaliers was doing for Cleveland for the time that Bron was there. I just hope that, I guess with the difference, I hope that they kind of follow the same path that Cleveland did, because when the Cavs were as dominant as they were when Bron ended up coming back, you didn't hear about black people losing jobs. You didn't hear about black people being forced out of that downtown area for the ones that actually could afford to live down there. You didn't hear about any of that shit because they just were able to economically adapt. You know what I mean? Be in a position to economically adapt. They're not being allowed that same privilege in Brooklyn.
Well, I think it's two sides of the same coin. And the reason being is because, yes, Bron got a lot of people jobs, kept that stadium full. But at the end of the day, it's fucking Ohio.
Right.
At the end of the day, it's Ohio. So if I got to go to Ohio, and let's say I'm a LeBron fan, avid LeBron fan. If I got to go to Ohio to see LeBron, that's what I'm going to do. Brooklyn is going to be Brooklyn, whether they got a team or not. You know what I mean? So I think with that, it's just better. Like, yes, there's going to be gentrification. There's gentrification everywhere, most likely. With Brooklyn, that gentrification started well before their team even made the playoffs.
Right, of course.
You get what I'm saying? So I don't see the gentrification being a major catalyst. Now it's probably going to create more jobs in that area. And maybe even with the gentrification, the people that are there probably can afford it because they have better jobs. You know what I mean? And that comes from KD and Kyrie being there.
That's exactly what I'm saying. That's what I want. I want it to be, you know, as you just mentioned, they're both signed to Jay-Z. I'm still not too sure what Jay-Z stakes in the actual nets are, but I know he still has stake.
He don't have. He sold that shit.
Okay, so he had, then his thing must be with Barclays then.
Yeah, because he's smart. Because he also his club, and I think it's something else that he only has in that arena. You know what I mean? So he's making it to where he don't own it, but his name is everywhere.
Right, he's definitely got a foot in there. So it's whatever his connection is with Barclays is what's keeping him going. I'm hoping that he steps in.
I think he will.
And kind of just try to, you know, turn shit around a little bit.
I think he will. And then personally, I think if you are a majority, you would kind of want that.
Exactly.
You would kind of want. So I think he's going to step in. I think it'd be good overall for not only the Nets as a team, but just that area. Only thing that, to me, that is bad is because we come from a different era to where, and I guess I grew up feeling that way. New York was like the top of the top.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So we come from that area where it's visually is not looking like that anymore. Economically, maybe it is. You know what I mean? Maybe we were in love with the Lord, but they were dead broke. But that's just the area that we come from. So we're looking at it now like, yeah, they're getting more money, but man, Brooklyn ain't Brooklyn no more. You know what I mean? So I think more or less we just come from a different era. Because somebody that's maybe 5 years younger than us will be like, no, Brooklyn's that shit is up. And we're like, no, this ain't Brooklyn.
Right. This ain't Brooklyn. This ain't what they were rapping about. I guarantee Marcy Projects is beautiful, actually.
Right.
You see those pictures.
Right. I think it's stuff like that. You know what I mean? And that goes to show with the different generations. Because like we said, it's somebody else. Maybe they go to Marcy Projects. That beautiful ass product. Who's Jay-Z talking about? Nigga, what?
Like, what beautiful project.
You know what I mean? So it's I don't know. I think Brooklyn, I don't have no problem with what KD did. I'm interested to see how he bounces back from this injury. Cause like you said, it's the same when it took Kobe out. We see DeMarcus Cousins really ain't rebound. Before that, he was like, you went out to get him.
Cousins he's scared to get bunnies now.
Now he barely can get a minimum deal. So I'm interested to see how it works for him, but I think it'll be good overall.
I'm interested to see it. Before we move on to the next story, I can only imagine what that OKC locker room was back when they ultimately had the super team. Because you got Harden, who feels like he should be doing more as the sixth man, which I think Harden would have gone down as the greatest sixth man of all time if he had stayed in OKC. That team would have been something very special if egos didn't allow them to implode.
Yeah, I think egos did it. And honestly, I don't even think it was James Harden within that. Maybe now it is because he knows he's that guy, but I think then he was like, no, I can hoop a little bit, but I'm playing my position in a sense.
Right.
You know what I mean? Now we see it with the Rockets, but I think a lot of that ego was Katie and Russ. A lot of
the only reason I believe that it's the only reason I believe that his ego was involved with it was how quick his ego took over when he got to Houston.
I believe it was somewhat involved, but just I think Russ and Katie probably like, look, bro, you're not better than us, and you like the third option. So shut the hell up type of thing. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, no. From that standpoint, absolutely. He definitely was getting big brother by
that's what I think.
If not being sunned, if anything, because he was coming off the bench. But you look at all the people that were on that team, and KD, Russ, James Harden, that's just one. But
and they had Serge when he was Serge.
But I said they had Serge Ibaka when he was Ibaka. You know what I'm saying? They had Kendrick Perkins back when Kendrick Perkins was a dangerous motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? Like this is when Kendrick Perkins was Draymond Green.
In a sense, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like he was a dangerous dude, and he had an ego because his ego got worse when he went to Cleveland and played with LeBron.
Absolutely,
that had to be a very stressful locker room.
I believe so.
Cause you cool with these dudes cause y'all got egos cause we're such a dominant, dope ass team. But then it's like in the back of my mind, they're like, yeah, I think I'm better than you though. And that's everybody to everybody.
And that's cool. That's part of competitions. Like, don't get me wrong. Anytime I played, I was like, no, I'm better than you.
Right.
But, you know what I mean? But you still work within that person because at the end of the day, you can be better than that person, but y'all have a goal.
Right. Exactly.
Your goal is to win.
That's my thing. Like, yeah, this isn't one-on-one ball.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, you can think that you're better than me and I can think that I'm better than you. That's just that. You know what I'm saying? Like, you need to keep hooping like you think that you're better than me. Exactly. Even though media is saying that I'm the best player on this team, if you know that you're better than me, hoop better than me.
Hoop like you're better than me.
And that's what, I guess that's one thing I take from KD. They can say all day, yeah, Steph team, but it became very obvious that you are the missing link, that you are that player that this team needs to remain dominant, because that super team from the original time when they beat Cleveland, they were gone. And you saw that in the series against Cleveland when Cleveland won. They were gone. They needed KD to come in and shake it up. And not only did KD shake it up, from a athletic standpoint, he made that his team. Fuck what the media say, fuck what the contracts say. From an athletic standpoint, that made them the team. Steph sat out. They still won games. Every time KD sat out, them niggas lost.
I agree with you.
I just feel like he just should have kept hooping.
He should have. But I think his ego ruined that. But I agree with you. He should have. I agree everything you said, but I think his ego probably was like, nah, I'm good. Grass is greener effect, I think.
Yeah. Grass is greener in Brooklyn, and it really is. So let's shift from egos to toxic masculinity. in this in the little final story. So as everyone has seen, Lil Nas X has come out as gay. Me and Kevin actually had a few conversations about this. We at first we thought it was trolling. It could still possibly be trolling because he does troll a lot. But he could just be in too deep.
Yeah, I truly believe that.
But as of what we have right now, Lil Nas X has come out as gay, and he is getting a shit ton of backlash for it. And we wanted to take this opportunity to have a conversation. We said it before on shows that we don't want to have everything just be reporting. We really want to bring reality to what's going on in these hot topics and all this other good stuff. I really sat and listened and pondered and really gave this legit thought. And I'm going to attack it from two areas. I've just gotten to the place where I just don't care when people come out the closet.
Exactly.
Like I'm an ally in the sense of I am with any marginalized community to be able to live their true selves, be their true selves, and live that life that they want to live, whether it was chosen, whether it was something that was inside you that, you know, wanted you to be this certain kind of person. Do your thing. But I am an ally in the sense that I just don't care. What you do doesn't affect me. What Cole said, what you eat don't make me shit, and who you fuck don't make me come. Right. That's literally my entire, approach to all of it. So to see that is this many people pissed off and boycotting Old Town Road strictly because he's gay makes zero sense.
That song bang and I rock it every time.
Exactly. Like there was a meme that I saw, and I'm not gonna get it word for word, so I'm just gonna kind of explain it how they were talking about it. Anytime I hear about people who say, I feel uncomfortable being in a room full of gay people, or doing this, that, and the third. In the meme, it said like, you kind of start to question whether or not those dudes are gay because you could put somebody in a room full of crack and that'll just automatically make them a crackhead. You know what I'm saying? Like you put me in a room full of coke, I'm not sitting there like, whoo, it's getting real hot in here. Like, nah, like
the lines looking real nice.
If I'm uncomfortable, it's because I know if a cop kicked down that door, I'm fucked. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got that Scarface kind of power.
Right.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, we give so much of a fuck about what the next nigga is doing. Like, who cares?
You're absolutely right. Like, who cares? With that meme, I do think it's that. I do think it may be some undercover shit going on. But I also think that, it's how that person could have grew up. Maybe they grew up to where being gay or being it was taboo to even remotely talk about it if you want.
Which is how we all grew up, right?
And then the second part, I think, is they don't want to be associated with it. You know what I mean? A lot of what you see is a dude can be straight and they maybe got a gay friend or whatever the case is. Then the census becomes, at least from other people, that the person is gay too. And I think that is the reason why they don't feel comfortable.
Which again, I don't get.
I don't get either. I don't get either. But hypothetically, for the sake of this conversation, let's say if the person is running a dope house and the two dudes are gay that's running a dope house, and you go in that dope house and maybe you just cool with them and you there for 30 minutes or so like that. The sentence then becomes, oh, you must be gay too because you in there with the gay dudes. And I think that is what makes people uncomfortable.
And I mean, trust me, I completely get that you get one of those guilty by association situations.
Right, I think it's that.
And I mean, but even with that being said,
either way,
I'm pretty sure people thought the exact same thing about me. Like JoJo, that writes for Beat, he's gay. He was my roommate at one point in time. Me and JoJo spent a lot of time together through our time in college. Like literally from my first year. So at this point, me and JoJo have been tight for 12 years. And we became cool off of one day roasting somebody in the honors dorm because he came in and did something and it was just happening. And afterwards I was like, hey man, I'm Los. He was like, I'm JoJo. We were friends ever since.
Right.
And he's gay. You know what I'm saying? I've never felt like, if I bend over wrong in front of Joe, he's going to smack my ass. Something like I've never felt that way.
Right. Yeah.
I never felt as if my, manhood was in jeopardy. I never felt as if I need to be uncomfortable around this man. I never even felt a guilty by association, situation.
Right.
You feel me? Like, it's just, okay, he's gay. Cool. He's still my own boy.
And that's how I am. And I think we may be one of the select few. Like, never even felt guilty by association, but somebody else,
right?
They might feel that way, especially if they came up where we're drilling in their head, hey, it's gay. Leave it alone. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think they feel they're guilty by association, but I'm the same with you. I'm the same with you. I don't care. Me personally, I think it's kind of fucked up that these people even have to come out.
Yeah. Yeah, that too.
You know what I mean? I think it's that you don't have to come out and be like, yeah, I like this girl. You know what I mean? Like, I think it's stupid to have to come out not only to the public, but to your parents. I think it's stupid.
To have to come out and have it be considered bravery because of how the world is.
Exactly. Bring home, like, don't get me wrong. As a heterosexual man, naturally, I want my sons to be heterosexual.
Right.
You know what I mean? Naturally. But if they were to bring home a dude, all right, that's who you bring home. I don't give a damn.
That's that, right.
That's who you bring home.
Like, there's nothing, I can't put you back and shake your mom. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to treat.
We got to redo this.
We
didn't mix up all the Kool-Aid.
Right. I'm going to treat your significant other with respect. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like period, regardless on who it is.
Right.
You know, period. So, me personally, I think it's stupid that these people would have to come out to do so.
Yeah.
Not saying that it's taken away from them doing so. If that's what you like to do,
yeah,
by any means.
Don't be selective with what you're hearing right now.
Yeah.
We're not saying stay in the closet. We're not saying don't be your true self. We're saying that in the world that we live in, it's stupid.
You shouldn't even have to do that.
Right. You shouldn't have to just come out. You should just live.
Exactly. You should just be who you are.
It should be normal in this world that you should live. But as a black man, I get it. Mm-hmm. As someone that comes from a marginalized community, I get it. It's so hard to just live your life without somebody from another side trying to strike you down. So it is considered brave.
Yeah.
To do those kind of things.
Yeah.
So it's like, I get it, but you shouldn't have to do it.
Exactly. Now, and that's where I'm at with it.
With all that being said, I don't care. I don't. If this is the life that you are living, whether it is an experimentation or this is truly you, I don't care.
You don't care.
Now, on the flip side, saying that I don't care, I've gotten backlash from that, you know, not dealing with this show because I don't think we've ever had this conversation on the show, but I've gotten backlash from that because apparently if I am an ally, I need to stand up and, you know, be on the front line with them. It's not my battle.
Not only that, though, just because you say you don't care don't mean you wouldn't be on the front line. I'm pretty sure if we were out at a studio right now and let's say one of the business owners is gay or something like that, and somebody comes in and start using gay slurs and talking shit, we're going to be like, hey, yo, what the fuck is your problem?
Like, relax. You know what I mean? Exactly.
So that shows your ally right there. But in the same breath, you don't care who that person is.
I don't need to change my profile picture.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I don't need to I don't need to do any of that. Like, I know, you know what I'm saying, what I'm here for. I just don't care. And I don't care in a sense of what he does affects me not at all.
At all.
Like, in the least bit. So I don't care what anybody coming out the closet is doing. I don't. Unless if it affects my money, if it affects I can't say safety because they are just as much violent troubles as black people are. But if it affects my money, then I'm gonna have an issue. Mm-hmm. And 9 times out of 10, I'm not gonna have an issue. Well, you're affecting my money because you're gay. No, it's something that you're doing that's affecting my money.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
I think it's all stupid. I really do.
Right.
When I think it's stupid, I want to see how you feel about this. I read that Kevin Spacey was his charge or whatever got dropped.
Oh yeah, that was definitely that was either a payout or that was a domestic dispute. Mm-hmm. And the only reason I say that is because it ties into the conversation we've had on this show plenty of times. If you go through some kind of trauma, especially dealing with sexual assault, there's no amount of money that can heal you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? There's no amount of money that can heal you. Does it make it a little better? Yeah. But does it take away the memories? Fuck no. Does it take away?
Unless they can come up with something that can erase memories completely.
Right. And your bread is going to be able to get me to have that set up. Cool. Then yeah, I'll take a settlement. Other than that, if you were raped, if you were beaten half to death, like there's no amount of money that's going to be able to fix that.
Exactly.
Whatsoever. You know, and shit, Kevin Spacey, he's another one that, I guess in a sense, you know, used, homosexuality.
That's why I wanted to kind of talk about it because I remember when it first came out, like I think he wrote something, came out, oh no, I was gay, I was high in this, you know what I mean? We talked about that on the show, how he was kind of weaponizing, saying that he was gay to use it. I don't want to say weaponizing, but using it as a defense kind of. Right. No, you know what I mean?
And that's exactly what it was. And to tie into the argument, that's why I think people shouldn't give so much of a fuck about these people coming out, because around that time, that was when everyone was kind of, you know, making their way out the closet. Mm-hmm. And the fact that he used this situation.
Why is it called that in the closet? Why couldn't I be like in the bathroom or in the shower or something? Why come out of the shower? Why come out of the closet? I don't know what the fuck am I going in the closet for?
I don't know, but R. Kelly gave you chapters of being trapped in it, though.
Wait. So with the recent stuff with R. Kelly, right? With the women's stuff, and then you had a couple of girls come out and say, nah, he like little boys. Is R. Kelly trapped in the closet?
That's why he was in there. It all makes sense.
That makes so
pieces.
That makes so much sense
together. but dealing with Kevin Spacey, he took, a group of people and tried to use the confusion of self-identity when you're realizing that you are a homosexual. He tried to use that as a defense mechanism as of why he possibly touched these kids. I thought that was disgusting because now you're putting it in these people's heads that when homosexuals are going through self-identification, they can be pedophiles. Right. They can be sexual predators. They can literally be anything. Like, nah, I'm not with that. Like that's stupid. You know what I mean? So to know that he possibly settled out of court, I'm like, dog, you don't know what the fuck you want to do. Nah,
you just trying to make that shit go
right.
away.
You want to get sympathy for being gay. You want to have sympathy for being confused, for touching kids. You want to do all this shit. You just want it to go away.
And there is no sympathy for touching kids and do not take this the wrong way, for even being gay, because, for being gay, what sympathy do you need? Like, you're just being you. Right. Don't get me wrong. I understand the struggles that they go through, but the way I look at it is, why should I give you sympathy? You're just a regular person.
Right.
You know what I mean?
For having your sexual orientation.
Yeah.
If you that's like sympathize with me because I'm black.
Right. That's how I look at it. But
it sucks that we have to be like so explanatory with these kind of things because people could really just take our words and try to twist it into some other shit.
It's a good and a bad thing with that to me. I think it's a good thing that we have to be so explanatory because at that point being explanatory, there's no confusion.
True.
With what I said. Because if I just come out and say something, like if I just come out and say that, you shouldn't get no sense. Somebody, so they don't need, you know what I mean? Somebody try to make things
right.
Right. Somebody try to make something of it. So I think it's a good and bad. It's annoying because I think some people are smart enough to where somebody can say something and even if they didn't say it PC, they know exactly what they meant. Right. You know what I mean? And I think people don't do that because they're lazy. So you have to overly explain. So yeah, that can become annoying. But to go back to Kevin Spacey, I think like you said, it's discussing how he did things. And it like you said, it creates a narrative to where if you're self-identifying, if anything, not knowing what you want to do with your sexual orientation is a pass.
Right.
In a sense, and by him paying
so
off.
whatever you do in that time, it should kind of just be
right.
let go.
And by him being able to pay that off, that kind of drives home that narrative.
Right.
So me personally, I mean, he was canceled once I found out what he did, but now he's even more canceled because it's like, nah, you're just trying to make this shit go away and you're still going to do whatever you want to do, basically.
Pretty much. And people still going to give him the time of day because he's Kevin Spacey. Taking this back to Lil Nas X. If this was a trolling situation on his part, that's also disgusting.
yeah, it is bad. It is bad, absolutely. And me personally, again, I think it was a trolling part. I think it started out as trolling, and then he realized, wait a minute, I just trolled my way into some shit that I really can't play with.
Right.
And for the time being, he's gonna have to live with it.
Because I look at it the same way I look at Tyler, the Creator. To this day, I can't tell you whether or not that man's gay or not.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
don't care about
the way that he approaches things is if he's trying to tell people he's gay, but he's never just come out and just been like, I'm gay. You know what I'm saying? Right. Now, granted,
and that's sad that you even have to do that. You know what I mean?
Right,
like you can't just come out. First of all, it's like I said, it's sad that you have to come out anyway. But since that is in the society we're in, if you do have to come out, you should be comfortable. Feel secure enough in society to be like, no, I can say this and ain't gonna be no issues. And I think Tyler, Creator, if he is, that he struggles with that.
And that's what I was actually about to say. I feel like if Tyler, the Creator, is actually gay, then the way he's going about it is how I feel like everyone should be going about it. It shouldn't be such a big deal in the world when these people decide to live their true life. It should just be something that just happens regularly. The only reason people question the Tyler, the Creator part because he's known for trolling.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, dog, are you trolling or are you actually gay. Like that's people are trying to like really dig into it or whatever. But it seems like he's running with the fact that I'm talking about Lil Nas X now. It seemed like he's running with the fact that he is gay. One thing though I did notice that I just found out, there was a report saying that Old Town Road went diamond. The RIAA just came out and was like, nah. They're the ones that give the diamond plaques. Right. Now, granted, he is multi-time platinum, don't get me wrong, but I don't think he's diamond just yet. But can you imagine? Billboard took this man off of the country charts and now he's about to get a diamond record.
That's fucking nuts.
Dog, let me tell you something. And it really is y'all fault.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have this much attention.
If he didn't never get taken off, he probably wouldn't have had this much attention.
He would have never had this much attention. Billy Ray would have never hopped on and did the remix.
Right.
Now this dude's touring all over the goddamn place. He's doing all these festivals. I think he signed up for our festival. What's the one that's coming to Vegas?
Day in Vegas?
Yeah, he signed up for our day in Vegas, and he looks like he's one of the headline people.
Man, look, let me try to get in there. Well, they gonna hold it. It's kind of by the house too. I go out there just for that song.
Just for Old Town Road.
It's too hot to stay out there.
I was about to say, I don't know about
I just go out there just for that song.
But yeah, man, like to know that song, you know, it may not be diamond, but it's buzzing the way that it has. Imagine the positive press that the world of country music would have gotten by having a black man killing the country charts, and he's gay.
That's part of the reason why I think it started off. I don't know about now, but it started off as trolling because he looked at it as our black dude, so got this country song. Naturally, the white country folks ain't fucking with him. I'm gonna double down and come out and say I'm gay. You know what I mean?
No!
Exactly. This is why I think it's a troll, because if you are in the trolling game like that, even though that coming out and saying that if it's not true is disgusting, but if you were gonna troll, I would think you would do that.
That would be a dope way to get them back, though.
I think you would do that. That's kind of where I start. But you're absolutely right. Like, just imagine.
Like that would literally change the outlook of country. Because right now, people look at country kind of how people look at white people right now. It's like, y'all, it's racist. Right. And it's just for y'all.
And wait a minute. They was looking at it that way off top. Now I think they're even looking at it worse because
right, because we watched them get rid of a black guy.
Right.
Exactly. So yeah, it just, I feel like the world of country music really missed out on someone to make their genre more universally popular. Don't get me wrong, they're very popular, of course, in the country world and in some parts in the pop world, because a lot of pop people kind of cross over into that country realm to kind of give you a few things. Shit, we talked about last time. Nelly went over there. Who else went over? LL Cool J went over there. You know what I mean? I think Snoop got a song with Willie Nelson called Buy My Medicine.
Hey, that song bang. That song bang. It's on the Ego Tripping album. I remember that song bang. And I think it banged not only because, I mean, yeah, it sounded like a country song and it's just a cool little bop to me, but if you actually listen to the words of what he's saying, the way he put it together is it's creative.
No, it's very creative. No, I agree. But yeah, I just look at all that, man, and I think they really missed out on having another, you know, dude that transcended country music into the platform of everything. Like I look at, for an example, that's the guy that was on the song with him, Billy Ray Cyrus, Achy Breaky Heart. Achy Breaky Heart wasn't just a big country hit. It was a big pop hit.
Right.
It was huge record. You know, they don't have too many of those that they can count out. Yeah. You know, when you talk about country musicians, especially as black people, we probably can name like 5. And of the 5, 3 of them, I don't even think still make music anymore. Right. You know what I mean? But they have those few that make a record that goes past just the country music charts. Like it ends up dipping into all these other charts and going forward from there. I think they really missed out with not having Lil Nas X be a representative of that with that record. Not saying he had to be a country musician. But that record, you know, they could have let that rock.
I do think they missed out, but I think they have a chance now, at least they have a chance to kind of rebound. The reason being is because we live in this era where everything is the attention span is a lot shorter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So yeah, right now we ain't really fucking with country because they canceled this man and just the way they went about it. But let's say 2-3 years from now, it's another big country hit. And it could be by minority or almost, I mean, it's going to have to be by minority. And this time they're like, you know what? We did this last time and it ain't working in our favor. But this time we got you. I can see that happening. I can see them saying, you know what? No, of course they can be like, no, we don't fuck with you because you was a black dude, but it's a money grab. I can see that happen.
Only reason I don't see that happening is that side has a lot of opposition listeners. The motherfuckers never feel like they're wrong.
No, you're right.
They give a damn about PC.
Now, I do see that happening, and I guess even though it'd be a money grab for that specific person, the fame that person would get, or the notoriety that person will get, that whoever does it, it'd be good for them. But I kind of would respect them if they double down.
I would too.
I would respect them a little bit more because it's like, yeah, you don't fuck with us and we don't fuck with you, but at least you kept it that same way. You ain't stopped fucking with us and then, oh shit, they pop and let me jump on. You know,
right? Because I would question it.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
And when it comes down to Lil Nas X, I even said it on the show when they said that they was knocking them off the country charts. Like, if their main thing is subject matter, then honky tonk badonkadonk should have never been.
No, they knocked him off because it was black.
Right, because he was black and it was hip hop elements. In the
same token,
itself.
I don't consider that song a country song.
Right,
I don't. But so on that part, they can be like, if they say it's not a country song, then I got to kind of rock with them because I don't feel like it's a country song. But I know that's not why y'all said it.
Right, and no, and I agree. I don't think that it's a country song as well. However, that's what the presentation was.
Yeah, and the presentation, I got to take it for what it is. You're absolutely right.
I look at I mean, I always go back to him. I always go back to Post Malone. Do I enjoy his singles? Unfortunately, I do. But for him to dominate the rap charts as much as he do, it's just like, this isn't rap though. He hasn't rapped a single verse yet, but we're gonna call it rap. That's what we're gonna do. I look at which fucking album was it?
Same person?
I'm Not a Human Being. No. Rebirth. Lil Wayne.
Rebirth.
Lil Wayne said straight up, this is a rock album. Where'd that shit sit? Hip hop.
Absolutely, because it was a hip hop act that did it.
Exactly. I feel like it needs to cater to the actual sound.
I can't even say it was a hip hop act that did it, because if you take that same album, but let's say he gave it to a white rocker, it would have been rock.
It would have been a rock album.
Yeah.
It would have been Imagine Dragons.
It has to be because he's a black artist.
Right. And that's what pisses me off.
Yeah.
Cause like I said, there's nothing about honky tonk badonk. Cause I was going to write a whole article about it when the shit happened. And I was doing my research.
I heard that song.
There's everybody go out there and listen to honky tonk badonk. Ain't shit in that song even remotely country. The only thing that's country in the song is all the flat asses that they were talking about in the video. That's the only thing that caters to them.
Wait, time out. Not only have I not heard this song before, there's a video.
Oh yeah.
And you watched it?
Yeah. I was doing mad ass research for this paper.
And in this video, when they was talking about the asses, were they mentioning that they were flat too, or were they trying to say, oh, she got a big butt, but it was really flat?
They were trying to say, it was a honky tonk badonkadonk, which the only thing I can think about is a honky tonk truck. So she got truck ass. You know what I'm saying? But when you look into the video, I was like, not one woman in this video has ass.
Yeah, maybe they thought that. Maybe that would make sense. And maybe that's why, well, I can't say all of them, but maybe that's why some of them don't like black girls, because they be full figured. No, and they don't really like that.
They don't like when white girls have ass.
Yeah, I mean, the reason I'm going to is because of, like, in How High, your butt is sticking out.
Right.
You know what I mean? We was like, hell yeah, that thing's sticking out.
You damn right.
Love that shit.
I don't know what it is, but for some reason, that side of white boyism, they do not like ass. But yeah, getting back to the point. With Honky Tonk Badonkadonk dominating the country charts for the time that it did, I'm like, you got to make that make sense to me. Because if we're talking about, because the main argument that people were trying to give, instead of just saying he's black, kill it.
It was content.
Well, exactly. It was like, what he talks about a horse and taking his horse here, this, that, and the third. That's way more country than what Honky Tonk Badonkadonk talking about.
And even if it's not, all other country people talk about their horses.
Right. Don't they always talk about the horses going to a bar? They got the old girl that beat the shit out of her dude because he cheated. Like, what about all this is country? Like, what exactly, what's the checklist for a country music record?
Is that acceptable?
What?
Let's say if you cheated on your girl and she kicking your butt, right? And she lumping you up. You don't hear nothing like that, but let's say you like slug her arm or something to get her up off of you. You know what I mean? And you get caught and you go to jail. Are you now considered like a piece of crap because you slugged this woman in the arm, even though you got knots on your head for you cheating?
I'm a black man. Of course, that's why. Of course, I'm not a piece of shit.
I just thought about that. Like, damn, did she get a pass for that? Okay.
Of course. Come on now. You know what it is. you gotta keep up, Kev. Just keep up. That's all. Oh man. Again, anyway, get your money. Like, as we said before, get your money.
Yeah.
That's all we truly give a fuck about. Get your bread. Eat off of this while you can, because when the time passes, that's that. But you're going to eat off Old Town Road for as long as you possibly can, as you should. So definitely get your bread.
Even if he doesn't, like, I think he came out with an EP. I didn't listen to it, of course, because I don't care. It probably was trash. I hope that he at least owns the master to Old Town Road.
At least, yeah.
I hope at bare minimum he has that, because I can see that song being played in different various commercials or just various, unfortunately, white people shit. I can see it happening.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And I would hope he gets paid and not the label.
Right.
Or
it's
whoever he signed to.
It's going to be that record that just, it's almost timeless.
Yeah.
For its silliness.
Yeah,
It's almost
exactly.
it's almost like a Smile Bitch.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Honestly, it might even be more timeless than that.
Yeah, because I don't think Duval was doing festivals.
Not only that, though, don't get me wrong, I've heard Smile Bitch, and, you know, it's cool to have fun with them, but I haven't, the time for that went. You know what I mean? We're still on Old Town Road, and that came out a few months ago.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I think it might be more timeless. I truly think it might be more timeless.
Shall definitely see going forward. Kev, let the people know where they can find you at.
_ Hollywood Kev on Twitter, _ Hollywood Kev _ on Instagram whenever it's working.
The great Instagram, Facebook crash of 2019. You can find me at Big Los IG on IG, Big Los 89 on the chat of snaps. Just came across this like random Snapchat just now that I had to read out the comment. But anyway, of course, you can follow the Noize Podcast at the Noize Podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. All things Beat Network at beatnetworkonline.com. All the new things that we promised you guys in the last show, it is absolutely coming soon, really this week, since this episode is going to be dropping on a Monday. So this week, just keep a lookout on all of our social media. We're going to have all of our announcements set up there. We kind of just wanted to make sure we got an episode out for this new schedule, but everything is coming. So we appreciate you guys rocking with us. Besides that, as always, we appreciate you guys tuning in. As always, we appreciate the support. And as always, it's Big Los.
Hollywood Kev.
It's the Noize.